Hello everyone, welcome back to what is the final portion for the final episode of Season 1 of Friday Night Fights. Week number 5, I want to say. Yep. Yeah. Lots of shit has happened. I don't know, man, it's fucking crazy. We got like a million things going on right now in this game. I hope we can get to a concise ending by the end of tonight.
Yeah, I was worried that we wouldn't have enough shit to full time, but of course the players are just like, I want to make a new match. I'm like, oh, look at this beautiful schedule I wrote. It's all nice and shit, and people are like, no, fucking stomp all over it. I want my match.
I like how at the start of this you're like,
you got it.
I like at the start of this year as well, you're like, alright, we're not going to do PvP anymore, guys. We're just going to do PvE stuff. So that you guys don't complain about any like, just bullshitting each other out of a win. Yep. And then David's like, I hit him in the head with a bag of money, and I take his fucking belt. And I'm like, damn, alright, man.
Alright. So I think that, obviously, Dingo Dango is both ring announcer and ringside announcer for this one.
Yep, absolutely. So what's this match again?
It is a title match between Money in the Bank, People's Champion, Cowboy, versus the corporate champion, Wolf.
Corporate champion?
Yeah, Clarence. Clarence is the corporate champion. He fought for the corporation. He fought for, while Rooster was siding with Timmy, Wolf was siding with
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's corporate champion. He's the side of the management.
Like now that I'm interested in this, Graham. Now that you're free of your curse, what is Clarence's character like? Has he changed? Like what's his name?
Let's explore it in the ring because Cowboy, you're coming in first.
Actually, okay. Let Dave O'Dinko do a little intro first.
Of course, why not?
G'day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Friday Night Fights Blood Money. It's definitely going to be a very interesting match. We have Cowboy, who has literally thrown his money in the bank at Clarence's head while he was eating a man's heart. Yes, that literally happened in wrestling. I don't know what the hell's going on anymore, but it doesn't matter because this match is going to be fantastic. Alright, so upcoming first we have who?
Well, I personally I think we need Wizard's Ghost on guest commentary.
Okay. Wizard's Ghost appears.
Yeah,
they use like holograms and shit.
I'm like sitting there doing my intro and the camera's on me and it's like and I'm like, holy shit, you scared the crap out of me.
Wizard's like, he pulls off his hood and he's like, if you strike me down, Wolf, I have become stronger than you can possibly imagine. And
I'm like putting my
everywhere.
I'm like putting my hand through him and stuff, and like waving my hand.
On my way to the ring, I walk through him.
I like how we're selling this.
Yeah. It's like, so how's the afterlife, mate?
He just keeps walking past you and sits down at the announcer's table.
Is this whole place filled with blokes who don't want to fucking be nice guys? That is insane. Alright. Alright, so upcoming first we have, I don't know what to call you anymore. Just Clarence, I suppose? You're not the wolf anymore.
Well, no, I mean, I wouldn't be sitting there talking to you. So when I come out, I'm like, I can't, the lights are too bright and stuff like that. You know, I just kind of wander out. I've got the belt, but...
Like, maybe the entire audience is quiet while you just, like, all you can hear is the sound of your footsteps, and I'm just like, Clarence, mate.
I stumble and fall.
Oh, okay. I help him up, and he's like, you alright, mate?
I violently throw up.
Oh, boy. Well, we can't actually get you a medic right now because you were hit with the money in the bag. What is it? Is it money in the bag?
Money in the bag.
Money in the bank. Yeah. You were hit with the money in the bank, so you're on your own, kind of? And I, like, drop him. And I, like, it's like, well, I probably won't be putting my money on him mostly because he looks like he just crawled out of a grave. Yeah. Ghost of the Wizard, what do you have to say about this?
Ghost of the Wizard is just like...
Lich Lord.
So he pulls out his ghostly book. And
Yeah,
he's just
actually,
like,
can he be a lich instead? He's got a phylactery.
oh, yeah, his book is his phylactery.
I don't know what you guys
He's
are
a
saying.
ghost lich wizard.
Yeah.
Ghost lich
Yeah.
wizard! Bam! Nailed it! All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so even if you dispel his ghost, he still comes back because he's a lich.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, see, it's like we're just turning
That's
it.
actually a thing in Pathfinder. There is a ghost lich in one adventure path.
It's morphing into just D&D slowly.
He's literally unkillable.
All right.
The Season 1 DVD
No.
of Friday Night Fights will have like a special edition where it's literally all the characters playing D&D, and it's basically what you see on Twitch
Dante
right now.
Inferno as Dungeon Master. Nailed it.
And basically it's exactly what you see on right now. Like basically they hired myself and Arthur to just sort of run this for them in the background. We're just like, all right, guys, so you need to look at the camera when you do this stuff. I mean, like...
Cowboy's just making puns constantly, and everyone's like, "Ah, I hate working with you, Cowboy." His character's name in game is Cowboy, and he's like a half cow, half man.
Yeah, literally, he's that guy who
Minotaur
doesn't change.
actually plays a Minotaur.
Yeah, I imagine every single person on here, except for especially Vincent. Everyone just plays themselves in D&D.
Exactly.
Vincent
playing
plays an
themselves.
Inquisitor, of course.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he's.
Yep.
He's amazing.
Anywho, how do I do that heal move?
Which he'll move.
So the match has got to start first, and then you can.
No, does it?
excuse
Can I
yourself
just kind of pass out and be taken to the hospital and retain the title?
Get out of a match or book then. Yeah, just do it right now. Spend 2 momentum.
Yeah, I pass out.
I think instead of passing out, I think the cop should arrest you.
Yeah, probably.
That's how you get out of it. Like, you're getting into the match, right? Cowboy's coming down, he's got the briefcase, and then the cop's just like...
Not so
you.
fast.
Just
Yeah.
like,
Parachute
15
come
of them
down.
hit you from different directions.
Ropes
There's
come
like
down.
SWAT
from the
guys.
ceiling. Yeah.
So in order to do the hologram like laser show that is Wizard, they had to fill the arena with smoke, and it makes it really easy to see all the snipers who have lasers
All the
trained on
laser.
you.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yep. So like it gets fucking crazy out of nowhere.
Audience is going nuts. Probably.
Awesome. You still have your money in the back there, Mr. Money in the Bank, but it looks like he's getting out of the match today.
I like how every single character is retiring with the titles.
I take the title and I hold on to it for 30 years while I'm in jail. Long reigning champion.
I got a great idea, David.
I
Wow.
feel like the reason that we're ending the episode here is because the company's literally going to go out of business with all the
company's falling
wrestlers
apart.
retiring with the titles.
Company's literally crumbling around Dante Inferno.
Yeah. He should have left Timmy in charge. He had the right idea for the future of Friday Night Fights, but he fucked that up. Yep.
Play for that.
Done fucked up.
So I'm curious, what is Cowboy doing as he's walking out with the thing and he sees the SWAT guys come in and just...
He's he's clearly a suspect or a person of interest. He also gets arrested. No, I don't know.
David's just sitting there with a stomach.
I think they take a statement, right? And they do it like on the floor.
Yeah, so
Maybe
probably,
I'm assisting with this statement as well.
As you know, if wrestlers kind of step out of line, sometimes management gives them like a punitive thing. And so Cowboy's punitive is to spend like 5 minutes talking to the cops underneath the hot wrestling lights, just standing, like, giving a statement about what he saw. So that's the show for 5 minutes, is literally just like Cowboy being like, yep,
And
that's all I'm eating a heart.
Yep, that happened.
And is it mic'd or unmic'd? Because if
It's Mike.
Okay, because if it was unmic'd, we could be sitting there in the commentating table, like, trying to lip read. And like,
Oh, I like that even better.
Yeah.
Yep, that's happening.
and it's like,
Yep.
I think he's saying that he once ate a burrito. I'm not really sure. I'm not really good at this.
I'm not getting anything. I'm not. It's
Yeah.
just.
Okay. That happened.
Yeah, it did happen. Let's move on to the next match here real quick.
How many belts are left? Can I use this on something that has a belt?
No matter, they're all tied up in litigation.
Awesome. The next listed match is Wolf versus Vincent Moore, in which can't tap in
Bummer.
because Wolf is out. Okay.
No,
The
wait.
final match
The match happens in prison.
in our history
Yeah,
is Buster
yeah,
Meatman versus...
Vincent Moore goes to prison in order to get Wolf.
I love the idea of like having a hardcore match as like a prison showdown
Yeah,
where you
man.
both get shanks.
Yeah, that's right. I'm feeling it. Anyway,
he
that-
purposely gets a silver shank.
that'll be for another time.
Yeah.
Yeah, the final match is Buster Meatman versus David Meatman.
Damn.
Got some sick Terminator.
All
kids.
right, who would like to announce for this one?
Very angry cowboy, I guess.
All right, yeah. I think Cowboy just like plops down in the seat that the wizard is currently in, and
Yeah.
he just dissipates. Dingo Davo,
Yeah.
you're doing the announcements. I
Davo
think
Ding.
David Meatman shows up first.
Davo, over here, mate. How you doing?
He's like, greetings, citizen. I am David Meatman.
I'm
I am
actually
here
not a
to
citizen.
present-
I'm from Australia.
He says, of course. No, we are all citizens of the planet Earth.
I hear
Do
you.
not worry. And he puts a hand on your shoulder. Soon, you will be united underneath the great intelligence that is the future alien tentacle race come to bring enlightenment to all humanity.
The real thing.
Smile.
Oh, that's really interesting. Tell me, in the future, do they actually get flying cars? Because if I remember correctly from Back to the Future, which is actually a non-fictional movie, they promised that it would be now. But I don't
He
see it.
says, no. Back to the Future is clearly a fictional movie. But don't worry. In the future, you
no,
will not
I
have
went to
flying cars.
Blockbuster and it was under the non-fictional section. It was actually a documentary, as
I
spoken
believe
by
that
Blockbuster.
your local Blockbuster may have misfiled it due to their employees being lazy and redundant.
Well,
My
I've been
analysis
angry
of
for the
this-
last 17 years now. That's unbelievable.
He's like, my analysis of this time period concludes that Netflix is a superior option. Netflix.
Wait.
And there's like a Netflix ad playing on the Titan show.
I look up and I'm like, wait, what's Netflix? We don't have that in Australia. We literally don't have Netflix in Australia. I think they're rolling it out like now. So like,
I'm sure they have streaming service.
Your guys'
No.
internet works differently there too, right? Like instead of just paying for internet, I think when I was there, you had to pay for like the kilobytes a minute or some bullshit.
yeah, we have
It was insane.
we have caps over there, which is
Yep.
literally like, all right, you get 300 gigabytes this month. Don't go over, or else you pay for every megabyte you go over.
Yep.
Or we
So-
throttle you down to 56K.
Yeah. So, yeah.
The land
I
of
think
freedom.
that David Meatman like talks about that with you. Like the intro sequence for you and him is like taking 5-10 minutes long. The crowd is getting super bored, and then he's just like, "I apologize. I must go kill my brother now. See you later."
Yeah, I had to
Finger
do that at
fingers.
birth, actually. I mean, my dad threw us both into the bush, and he said, one of you is coming back. And then he walked away.
He's walking away while you tell the story. I love the idea that the cops are like still in the arena listening to you confess to the murder of your brother.
Oh, no, he won. And then everyone's like, what?
Yeah, Buster
Australia's
Meatman,
different, yeah.
you come out now.
Yeah, I do.
Buster, over here, dude.
Greetings.
Yes, greetings. So tell me.
No, good day, mate.
Oh, you remembered. That's fantastic. Now, I know that you're not a robot, but for the sake of everyone at home, what's your favorite brand of oil for no particular reason?
Some future oil.
It's literally called Future Oil.
Yep.
Now, is that like a crustacean oil or something? Because I imagine in the future you've burned all the fossils.
It's made from moons.
Oh. Well, that seems irresponsible because there seems to be a lot less... I don't know, maybe there's more moons in the future? I don't know.
Yes.
Oh, very good. You know what? I'm literally like talking to these guys is like nails on a chalkboard for me. So we're just going to go straight to the commentating table where there's actually someone there who actually has like words coming out of his mouth that isn't just bullshit. Actually, no, there's probably a lot more bullshit coming out of his mouth. Cowboy, back to you. If I had to pick a favorite, I don't know. It's a meat man, one of them. I don't fucking care anymore. I'm done with this shit. Like, you hear him rip off his like fucking his like commentating headset or whatever, and he drops it on his phone. And as he's walking out, it's like this really thick American accent, like or whatever. And he's like, "Look, listen, I'm really done with this.
I'm sick of this.
Yeah, I'm sick of this." He's like, "Fucking, I'm out."
Cowboy, it sounds like you're the sole announcer tonight.
Oh, the wizard.
Yeah,
No,
like
no, he's
inside
down
of
in the wizard's
himself.
chair. The wizard's gone.
Yeah.
Well, he defeated the wizard by sitting in his chair.
Yep.
Whoa.
He blocked the projector that's happened to be in the chair.
You got any pre-match wisdom to share before it begins, Cowboy?
This is bullshit. This whole night has been bullshit. And when I get my hands on Dante Inferno, he's going to pay.
Does this game end with like Cowboy murdering Dante Inferno?
What is with all the fucking murder tonight? Okay. So you come into the match and David Meatman is rubbing himself down with Pennzoil Platinum full synthetic motor oil.
Ha!
Okay.
And he's like, Buster Meatman, you are an inferior model created by an inferior being. Prepare to be eliminated. And then he's like,
I thought he
come
was
at
like,
me,
I thought he was
brother.
liquid.
I thought he was oiling down.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. He's like, come at me, brother.
Okay. Give me control.
Yeah.
Okay, so we go at each other, and for the first, like, 30 seconds of the match, we're doing the exact same moves in mirror to each other and bouncing
love
off
it.
each
Oh,
other.
by
Yep.
the way, Graham, add one momentum to your duda.
Okay, so that gives me what?
2.
3? 2. Oh, yeah, that's right, 2. Okay, so yeah, we're doing the exact same moves. But I've got something that the newer models don't have. It's laser vision. No. Let's see. What would I have that he doesn't?
Probably something old school. Like
Well,
maybe
yeah.
they didn't. Maybe
Yeah,
they
yeah,
thought
like
that it
what?
was better. I don't know. Like, what's a really old wrestling move like from when wrestling first started up?
I don't think it works like that.
Why not?
Well, wrestling is like
You were
wrestling.
made by
I was made
Atomo,
by
right?
Professor Tomo to
And
fight
he is a professor of wrestling.
wrestling science. Yes.
Wrestling science. So I would assume that that in his golden age of wrestling, there was moves that is considered to be, I don't know, too much for modern wrestling.
I'm not following.
I don't know. I mean, they had different wrestling back then. I don't know.
Just imagine it this way. If you've ever
No,
watched
okay.
any ninja movie, like, or basically Naruto, where they're like, "No, I'm about to unveil my secret technique, too hardcore and forbidden." You're like, we get the like cam screen for you, and you're like, limiters being removed, threat level 100%, activating emergency overflow,
Got like a saw blade
forbidden
comes to my
technique
chest.
activated.
So they're actually robots, and there's like guys in the back just like with the controllers.
No, it's like
They're
Battle
using Rock'em Sock'em robot controllers to fight.
By the way,
Yeah,
that
okay.
game is
What's
bullshit.
happening?
By the way, that we have one of those in the office. It's fucking bullshit. That game is literally just like.
It's random. It's not. It doesn't work. There's not a thing. Yeah. Okay. So doing the same moves, punching, fine, whatever. Then, we see from Buster's perspective how my UI is a lot more primitive than his.
Yep.
He's got like the whatever the difference is. So mine sees the hidden flaws in his strength of character that his doesn't, because I was designed by a human.
Oh shit!
Yep.
So
He has no consciousness to love, and you teach him to love.
exactly.
and then
I try to
I don't
convince
think
him.
there's a move for that.
Real. It's real. You roll real.
That would be. That would be. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying we get the mics on us somehow. You know, somebody puts in the boom mic,
Of course.
and while we're doing the exact same moves, I try to convince him that we're brothers. You know, that's what we we have to, and I teach him about brotherly love and mutual respect.
You're like, I love you, brother, and he's like, what the fuck? And you're like, we need to stop fighting. Yeah, roll plus real.
God, I like how this is just divulged.
How about -1?
Yeah,
Okay.
alright. That works.
So, you can either retain control or give control and get +1 momentum.
You get momentum by teaching your robot compatriot how to love, but that's actually just a trick because you kick him in the face. No.
Yep, I'll retain control of the match.
Yep.
It was a fake out, and I
kick him in the
Oh, you're a dick.
and then I well, yeah, he's bad. He's
Realize
not-
how fucking horrible that is? You're like, I will teach you to love, and then you're just like, JK.
Well, okay, what
JK.
am I supposed to do?
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Go for the
Fine.
finishing move.
No,
I don't
you
know.
go to hug him, and your
I-
servos are too
yeah,
strong. And
Yeah,
it's
that's what it is. Yeah, I go in to hug him, and that's my play.
you go to hug him, but you end up just like suplexing the shit out of him. You take him to Suplex City in the future.
Okay, here's the thing. We go and we hug each other. We suplex each other. We rise into the air together and just out of the stadium. That's it. Because we're so strong.
I don't think that happens.
Yeah. On the ropes, we use our jetpack boots.
Nope, that doesn't happen either.
The winch, they
We've
bring
done
in the
some pretty
cable.
extreme stuff here, but I don't think they could arrange that.
Graham, what are you fucking doing, man?
I don't know what to do. I don't want to. I feel like I
Suplex him through the ring.
Okay. No, here's the
Yeah.
thing. I bring him in. I'm gonna have to go bad at him. I'm gonna have to do him real rotten. So I bring him in for a close hug, and it's all very
Like do you imagine the crowd is clapping during this moment? Like
yeah, and then like a blade comes out of his back because I have a blade in my stomach that shoots out. And
can you okay? So you're not actually robots. That much is true. But how do you
I thought I could get that past you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not happening either.
So
You're
how do you?
really trying to sell this, but
Let's go back, and I'll give him control of the match because I don't know what to do.
okay, you gain +1 momentum.
Sure.
Oh, shit.
All right, Buster. So you're trying to teach him to love, and he's like, "Fuck you! I'm going to destroy you. I know all of your moves. When you're at 100% processing power, I'm only at 30%." And he just starts whooping your ass. Like, you guys start mirror moving, and then he's moving twice as fast as you are, and like using some sort of like Japanese martial art.
Kung Fu. No, Rofu.
No, none of those things. He's using probably Okinawan, like Taekwondo or something like that. Yeah, no, he's
martial art of the
basically
future.
using the Okinawan martial arts from the movie The Karate Kid. He like
the
does
leg.
a crane kick to your face.
Yeah. Sweep the leg.
Sweep the leg is the bad guys. That's Cobra Kai.
Then Graham, you know what to do, man. You know what to do.
Yeah, so he crane kicks you to the face, and then he's just like using all these martial arts. Every time you're like getting ready to try to line a blow, he's like slipping in and like pushing your wrist aside, and then punching you in the face. It's completely turned against you.
Yeah. I think I need help from Professor Otomo.
Oh shit.
So what happens is he lifts you up. He like starts bench pressing you, and he's like, "You are weak, Buster Meatman. David Meatman is the superior model." And then he like throws you out of the ring. And I think that's when Professor Otomo, as played by his son, comes in.
Okay.
We're just gonna have the final match just be all three of you playing the character. But wait, we have the announcing first. Let's do that.
You call this a main event. Any other match tonight could have been the main event, but they put this on last. That's just...
You're so salty. It's great. All right, so here's what Professor Otomo does, as played by Rooster Lyme. He comes out, and the screen, like, basically he gets, Buster Meatman gets thrown out of the ring, and he's doing the whole, like, oh, I'm so in pain, whatever. And it darkens down.
Does he give me a bonus weapon, or does he like upgrade me right there?
No, the thing goes down.
This is a fucking Mega Man.
and then like on the screen, it like shows like a video of of Professor Otomo, like, you know, he's at home and he's tinkering with something, and then he shuts the lid of whatever he's working on, and it's Buster Meatman's face, and he's just, and then he sees it and he looks at it and he looks up at the camera and he's like, oh my God, I created something that came back from the future.
Is this a video from the future?
No,
Yes.
This is a video that he prepared ahead of time, sort of thing. And
But
this
it's
is
supposed to
present,
be from the future.
This is present time Professor Otomo
The prototype?
working on the prototype that looks almost identical to Buster Meatman. And then he grabs his bag of like tools and stuff like that, and you just see him sprint out of the room. And then running down the hallway is Professor Otomo with a bag of things, running down, and he like skids next to Buster Meatman, and he's like, I know what to do. And then he like, the camera doesn't show it, but he basically they throw sound effects of like, you know, things. Yeah. So what does the announcing table say during this? Because I mean, the camera would obviously be on you and maybe on the reaction of David Meatman or whatever, but because they can't show me working on him because that's impossible.
This is all just far too strange. I just really want to walk out of here tonight with the title. It doesn't look like it's going to happen. So, you know, who cares what happens to the Meathead Brothers?
That reminds me, by the way, someone had informed me, every time you guys botched, I should have been using one of those hard moves. And, yeah, you guys have botched a bunch in the past. So we'll see if it continues to happen in the future for the next couple minutes here.
Yep. So basically, so so what I want to happen is any wear and tear that maybe you got like a cut or a bruise or something.
It's gone.
It's gone. And then you stand up, and I stand up with you, and I've got like
I have a gun for a hand.
No, you got no
No,
differences.
what the fuck? What is it with you and guns?
Yeah, you got no differences, and I'm like, let's do this together, Buster. And then like we both jump into the ring, and
The ref immediately disqualifies him for bringing a partner into the match.
wait, well maybe not. Maybe I wouldn't jump in there.
Giving the win to David Meatman.
Yeah, no,
Okay,
I stand on the outside.
Yeah, I put a hand on his chest and said, "All right, got this."
I upgraded his vocal responses.
So David
It's a
Meatman
slang
is like,
upgrade.
David Meatman like cracks his knuckles and is like, ah, Professor Tomo, good of you to show up. Once I've killed your bodyguard, you're next. With you dead, the future shall be controlled by our kaiju brothers.
I look at him and I'm like, I don't know what you're made out of. Probably some future alloy I've never seen before. And maybe I can do.
Of course,
like
I'm made out of dense futuretonium.
Futuretonium, yeah. And it's like, but what you fail to understand, David Meatman,
The power of love. Say it's the power of love.
is that nothing beats. And like a flag comes down on the
Of
jumbotron.
course.
And it's like,
Yeah.
nothing beats American-made technology. And like maybe this is like a cheap heat for like to get one momentum for Buster Meatman or something like that.
I think that's when David's like, didn't you make him in Japan?
Bombshell time. No. I made him just now. And everyone's
Everyone's
like,
just fucking confused. Everyone's just like, where is this storyline going?
I
don't really understand what's happening.
Everybody's confused, and
I think that all the hashtags right now are like "Cowboy got screwed," "Fuck this match," "No one cares about it."
Like
Dante
maybe this is like
Inferno the
creative,
worst.
like writing a really bad match or something like that. That's great. Yeah.
anyway, yeah. So, what happens next?
I think we can see why this company is going out of business. Basically, James Jives is out. Cowboy's everybody's favorite. He keeps getting screwed. All right, what happens next? Well, you're in control of the match now.
Okay, I win
How do you win?
with my jetpack.
God damn it, Craig.
No, I used the jetpack and the elbow super punch, rocket punch.
Ah, of course. Yep. Okay, you're using a heel move to win?
Sure, why not?
You shoot a fake fist at him, but it looks real.
Yeah, it's like I open my chest and the boxing glove on a spring comes out. And...
No, that doesn't happen either, because it's not physically possible.
What do you mean?
You're not an actual robot.
You
in
keep
case
listing
it's-
things that would be possible were it not for the fact that your actor is a literal human being who needs his ribcage
Okay,
to
so
live.
but the actor playing Buster Meatman is actually very, very small and scrawny.
No.
It's actually
No.
4 midgets
Actually,
organized in
mostly
a way.
No.
Yeah.
Just Superman punch him.
Yeah, come
You
on.
win.
Yeah.
You
Super
win the
fun.
match.
Good. I'm glad.
Damn, Graham. Jesus Christ.
You kill David Meatman. He like
Good.
shuts down. He's like,
Like the Rock'em Sock'em robots.
he's like, I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand. And he falls over.
All right, and then I
think acclaimed German filmmaker Hans Brustad is like brought in to do the last shot before the show ends, and it's Buster Meatman standing over David Meatman, and there's just a pile of the oil, the machine oil from like Pentium or whatever it was, in the background, and there's some really discordant music playing, and there's an there's like a, what do you call it, voiceover from him, and he's like, this is why the American consumerist culture gets in. And then I think Cowboy punches Gustav in the face. All right. Cowboy, you literally get to say the last things on screen on the show. What is your final parting words?
I'm gonna go back to working in 7-Eleven. This sucks.
Well, I think this company's done. So me and Minotaur, we're going to find somewhere else to work. Somewhere bigger, somewhere better. Because, like the Jeffersons, we're moving on up.
All right.
Yep. Hard cut to
That's
black.
the end, guys. I hope you enjoyed it.
I like how the very last fight in Friday Night Fight history is just the dumbest fucking one that you can possibly imagine.
I was into it.
Yeah, I have a gun for an arm and I shoot him several times.
It was the completion of the Buster Meatman storyline. It's what he always wanted, to protect Professor Otomo.
Yep.
I tried to do what I could for everybody, guys. I know not everyone enjoyed everybody else's matches, but
Oh god. Well, I'm just happy that we sort of wrapped up everyone's storylines aside from Cowboys, which almost seems perfect in my eyes.
what a Cowboy hater. So, I want to touch back on an earlier thing. When I was raging about the players fucking up my beautiful schedule, that was kind of mostly self-parody, because the players messing with the schedule is supposed to happen in the game. It's exactly what's supposed to happen.
So I want to spend a bit of time and maybe get like, sort of like, we do this with all the sort of one-shot thingies we do on Die Party, but what are your thoughts on the system as a whole? I mean, like, where do you feel like the weaknesses are in this game? And
It's, in my opinion, it's like, the thing is, if you're gonna have this is, you might as well not have. Have you ever played like a one-shot where it's like you've got, like, everyone is John, it's one dice, right?
yeah,
Like, it either needs to be that simple, or something like my system.
it gets a little convoluted, especially
It's
with
just-
like the number of heats and stuff going around,
With
and
this
like
sort
when
of
the audience resets and stuff. But
with this sort of game, with this sort of like theme, like playing characters that are playing characters, the system gets confusing to me, and and it's just, it seems like the characters get way too overpowered way too fast.
Oh, I totally agree with that. This works for 3 or 4.
I was thinking 3 sessions exactly.
3 or 4 maybe. Yes, 3 or 4 sessions, and beyond that, if you know what you're doing, you can break that. Like, I'm sorry, I broke the system completely. I have to think.
Yeah. The other thing is, like, there is a mechanic in here for retiring a character, but I don't think anyone wanted to retire their character at any point.
Well, I did.
Yeah, but, like, that was, like, at the end, right? But,
Yeah.
like, you had a chance to retire your character, like, 4 times in the 5 weeks that we played because of how well you were doing playing the mechanics to the point. Like, I don't know much about wrestling, but it never feels like wrestlers ever want to retire. So maybe that's, like...
No, I mean, not for a long time.
Yeah. So I don't know how that really works. I mean, like, if it's literally week to week, and then, like, 3 weeks in, a guy retires because he's like, fuck it, I've leveled up, like, 5 times, I'm retiring this character. Like, that's sort of, like, disconnecting a little bit for me. Arthur, do you have anything to say about the system?
I have a ton of thoughts. I thought it was a great system. And in regards to the way... Well, I have a number of things to say. I'm going to start with in regards to characters being overpowered. They're only overpowered if what you're doing... For instance, with Cowboy, he was constantly trying to set up look rolls. That's great. And if that's what you want to do with the character, that's fine. But if you want to explore him not being look anymore, switching the playbook up, going from look to doing something else. We never really got into that. What if he'd gone from look to real and played a playbook that was real? No one switched playbooks either. The character's only overpowered if you literally make it overpowered. If what you're looking for is a story investment, or to explore the system, or to explore character growth in ways other than mechanically, I think it would have been fantastic. It's not that people didn't do any of those things. It's just that I think the main focus for all of them was winning matches.
Well, you see, that's exactly what I'm saying, is that we don't need all of this mechanics. Like, we could just play...
Perhaps. I like the mechanics,
and
although...
If we played with an extremely simple system, I feel like I would explore that stuff more, but since it became competitive at a point that the mechanics became everything.
Literally what you guys wanted and what the crowd wanted to see.
That's true.
And then this week we tried to back off with the PvP, and it kept creeping its head back up.
Yeah. I will say that it was interesting for me personally playing a character that got hated on.
A lot. People hated you.
Yeah. I'm not sure why that was, but I kind of fell into that role a little more near the end, and I started to enjoy it a little more. At the start, I was kind of frustrated because I'm like, I'm doing everything in my power to win these matches, and I think that was mostly because we started doing a lot of PvP stuff at the beginning.
Yep.
And I was kind of like, I'm doing everything in my power to win these matches, but I'm just not, because creative is forcing me out of these things. And I'm just kind of like, I don't understand wrestling and why this would be fun, because unless you wanted to play a villain, it's sort of hard being like sort of rope-a-doped into that role a little
But you chose to be a heel, which is a villain.
Yeah, but also wasn't...
Technically, so did I.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you were liked. So it's kind of like one of those weird scenarios.
But the thing is, again, it wasn't just the imaginary viewing audience, but the literal viewing audience was behind Wolf.
Yeah, no,
so someone has to take the hit. Someone has to be the bad guy.
Yeah, and I'm glad that I got to explore that role. I really am. I might not have liked it at the start, but I started to like it near the end, especially when, because I don't know much about like wrestling and stuff. And when you brought franchise up, and when you said here's a direction that Rooster could potentially go in, I found a direction that Rooster could go in, and I really started to enjoy the character. And it like made things like, especially when I did the whole like, I'm gonna get out of this fight and make Buster fight the two guys in the tag match. That for me was like one of the best moments for Rooster, where he kind of just like said, "Fuck it, I got another match I got to prepare for. This is your problem." Like, I don't know, and the heel and babyface mechanic worked really well. I thought that was a really good aspect of it, but I would really like to have sort of explored maybe like maybe if they had a mechanic in here for like simulating like an actual like tournament style thing where you might be facing up against like an NPC this week, or you might be facing up an actual player this week. Like that, in my opinion, might have been a nicer way of putting it. But I don't know much about wrestling, so I don't know how they actually like organize the events. But,
Yeah,
because right now it seems like we were fighting each other for like just the dumbest reasons, and
just
I don't
because,
know.
yeah.
When I ran a session of the old Know Your Role game, the actual sanctioned WWE RPG, I had all the characters start as a stable working together. So there was no PvP. They were all together on the same side, fighting everybody else because they were heels. So they were a heel stable, and the entire premise was they were in development trying to get to the main show.
Yeah.
We could have done that, but I left it to you guys. So that's the way the Apocalypse World engine works. We tell stories together. I'm not forcing you guys to do stuff. I'm bringing up situations that I think will be interesting. Although in this case, most of the situations I thought would be interesting were from the audience. But
you know
guys also scheduled matches you wanted to see, like the Money in the Bank stuff.
Yeah. You know what would be really interesting? And I think honestly, Fiasco would be a much better system for this.
For wrestling, exactly. That's what I was going to say. That's what I'm saying about it.
Yeah.
I agree with you, Arthur. I agree that we can do that, but I think there's too much mechanics that get in the way. So I think something simpler, like we can tell the story together with no mechanic. We could just tell collaborative storytelling. That's what that is to me. And I feel like Fiasco, I feel like would be a better fit for that, or even just like a one die system that you can't min max or you can't break.
I wanna read something from the chat just now. It's like, as a viewer, I felt that the characters were awesome. The mechanics seemed to do a good job of emulating the cheese that wrestling is well.
That's the real Jim from Ohio.
Yeah.
Jim Ohio, yep.
Yeah, that's... And you know what? The aspect that I started to like more and more was the commentating.
I could tell.
Just being able to just riff off what other characters are doing in the game without actually having a hand in it, but then being able to assist is fucking great. And I really wish that I advanced earlier so that I could have played with these sorts of characters a lot more. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Overall, it was a very fun system for me to explore wrestling. We did a whole special episode of commentating wrestling system. Sorry, we commentated WWE Raw. That learned me a lot about the system and stuff like that, and I'm really happy that we did that. And as much as I think that this game just doesn't have the legs to go on for much longer than 5 weeks or 4 weeks or whatever, in my opinion, but it was very fun in the interim to play it. Honestly, though, I probably would have liked it a lot better if it was week to week, if we didn't have that 2-week break between it. Because at the start of every...
I have another show.
No, I understand that, but at the start of every show, there's always that sort of lag period that we had because of the 2-week period. But other than that, I had a lot of fun with this. So, yeah. Graham, you were saying something?
If the advancements and the advancing was a lot more spaced out, I mean, the farther you space that stuff out, the longer I think it lasts, or it can last. Because I think you get a lot more chance to develop what your next advance is going to be and develop that storyline. But doing advance, it doesn't make any sense. It's just wild.
Yeah. Did we ever do the show leveling up at all?
Yeah, once.
You leveled up only once. As you guys kept adding more and more wrestlers, they tended to not have enough audience to level up. You guys always had 1 or 2 guys who had one audience, which is dragging you down.
I see. So everyone has to gain an audience at the same time.
So the way to force it to happen is to request or force matches with those characters with low audience, and then use moves to give them audience.
I see. That's it. So that's more of a level that I was unaware that this game functioned at.
Yeah, there's mechanics on mechanics, bro. That's a good way to reset the audience or someone who's been like hogging the spotlight and like sitting at 3 every week? And
I'm just not. I don't know.
everyone keeps saying the system isn't designed to go on for a long time. I keep hearing that about Apocalypse World. I feel like if you were playing it to explore stories rather than mechanical. Yeah. Like if we shifted through wrestlers, or I think even David made a comment that the advanced roles aren't really that powerful and are quite dangerous to use.
Yeah.
That's why they're there. They're not there to be like win more matches. They're there to make things awesome.
Yeah, the problem is if we're only playing even 5-6 sessions, you have to take a session off in order to move to an advanced role.
Yeah.
And who wants to do that?
Yeah, I got really invested with Rooster near the end, so I didn't really want to transition off to another character.
Well, you got to make choices, man.
You do, yeah. You do.
You guys made choices. The storyline turned out fucking crazy. And I want to point out this is probably the most I've watched a couple of the other podcasts and other things. This has been the most meta and self-aware wrestling show out of all of them. Because, you know, with the rise of Timmy Time and him literally tweeting out the results of matches, and the fact that you guys are constantly working to, like, franchise, you did a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff that I haven't seen in the other wrestling shows. A lot of those are all, like, everything stays in the ring, that's it. That's what you see.
How many other shows have you seen of this?
5. You can catch all of them at ND Pauletto or ndpdesigns.com under the Worldwide Wrestling catalog. We're listed at number 2. There's like podcast, something else. It's podcast, us, something else, Ringle Wrangle, and his own Worldwide Wrestling thing. What did he call it? Like the Pacific Cup or whatever?
Yeah. No, that was called the something amateur? No.
Yeah, Journeyman's Cup. Yeah.
Journeyman's Cup, yeah.
So they spend most of their time doing in-the-ring stuff there on that show.
Yeah, I would actually like to see a lot more out of like...
Yeah, we spent a lot of time doing out of ring development and even like behind-the-scenes stuff with Dante Inferno and Rooster.
I imagine those shows are kind of going for more like the raw format or whatever, where they're doing the out-of-character stuff, or they're doing the out-of-character stuff off camera. And so the audience is just seeing what the wrestling audience, what the raw audience would see.
Maybe, but they're not exploring those storylines. We went pretty story intensive, and I feel like if we had continued this, and if that had been our main focus, to see what evolved out of these characters, I would have loved to see Dave, what the fuck is his name? Dave O'Dingo to come back like once every 2 or 3 episodes and do ring announcing.
Yeah, they keep shifting me over here, mate, at the fucking flights. I'm getting so many Qantas points, you have no idea.
They give you real silverware instead of reused plasticware?
I don't know if you've ever... I got enough points to go into a premium economy. They treat you like fucking royalty there. And it's worth it too, because you're on your ass for 15 hours in a cramped space.
Yeah. I gotta say, the Qantas airline hostesses are all pretty hot too, just saying. Qantas is fucking awesome.
Yeah, best airline ever, for sure.
So Arthur, like I'm changing the topic.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, bring it back. Bring it back.
The story stuff, like the idea of Buster being a robot and being like the making the characters and making the stories. That's what I care about. Like I don't care about heat or momentum or any of the mechanics. I don't need them. I don't want them. And so that's where I'm coming from.
Maybe the Apocalypse World system isn't what's for you.
So let me just like clarify for our audience here. Arthur runs a lot of games with heavy mechanics in it, like Pathfinder and stuff like that. So that's what he does. And Graham runs a lot of games with like very little mechanics, more focused on story and progression and stuff like that. Yeah. So that's sort of like...
I think you just implied I run games without story. That's some hater level bullshit.
No. Your games are mostly
He runs rules light games, and I run rules heavy games, but I think we both have a pretty good focus on story. Hater.
Right, there you go. Clarified again.
And this is the step in between the both of us. This is Apocalypse World. It's lighter than what I normally run, but I enjoy the fuck out of it, and I'm looking forward to running more of different Apocalypse World hacks.
Interesting. Is there any particular Apocalypse World games that stick out to you?
Yeah. I've been watching Saga of the Icelanders with Stephen Lumpkin on ItMeJP.
Yeah.
And even before that came out, I had been looking into getting a Saga of the Icelanders group together because I know someone from Iceland that I wanted to have on a show. And so when they released the Saga of the Icelanders video, I was like, fuck it, it's time to go all in. So we'll be launching Saga of the Icelanders, a short arc, like I think it's going to be 5 episodes or less, on June 1st. It's going to be 5 or fewer Mondays.
Yeah. Graham, you were saying something there?
First. No.
Okay.
Oh, I saw that too. It was just nothing.
Yeah.
I've heard good things about Monster Hearts.
Oh yeah. Which
Yeah,
one? What's that about?
World.
Apocalypse World Heck again, about teenage monsters.
Like Teen Wolf style sort of thing?
It
Frankenstein, Ghost. There's a lot of relationship mechanics.
Yeah, I've seen some anime that kind of makes me
Anime.
trying to. Yeah, it's kind of a True Blood type thing.
Oh, okay.
90210 with monsters. I don't know, something like that.
I don't know. I get real disillusioned with all these different systems that seem to do one specific thing, and I just feel like you could do. I don't know. I just need give me one system that works for everything and use it for everything.
Fate?
Sounds like you should be a GURPS
Yeah,
fan.
like Fate or Savage Worlds. I enjoy.
Savage Worlds is pretty awesome. We've been running Deadlands, so.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy Savage Worlds, but I'm making the system that I want to play. So that's what my
You know
game
what
is.
I think is the perfect system? And Arthur, you're probably gonna be like, ugh. But Stars Without Number.
You're gonna say LARPing, aren't you?
No, yes.
You're gonna be like, I love taking my Nerf bat out and my Nerf shield, and I go down to the Quidditch field and we play Nerf.
No, Stars Without Number is, in my opinion, the perfect mix of just the right amount of rules and just story, and it might be just because the people I know have been running it and I know they can control the game a lot better, story-wise. So, if a random ran that game, it would probably be terrible for me, but, yeah, I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you what. I know that in 2 weeks we aren't going to have a session, right? I think I'm probably going to host the GM setup stuff. So, basically something the players shouldn't watch. But I've been putting off doing a faction setup and then a faction turn for Stars Without Numbers, and now that we're literally in February in Campaign 1, I have to do it. So I got to set up the factions of both the north and south side of the map.
Interesting. Interesting. You should record that and put that up on the space.
I will.
Yeah, nice. Awesome. All right, guys. Do you have anything more to say? Because I think we can wrap up.
Oh, yeah. I think we should definitely check out my channel, AP Gaming Real, on Twitch. Follow me on Twitter, also AP Gaming Real. YouTube is WV Polar Bear. All that good stuff. I know Graham's probably going to mention it, but you should check out his blog on positivity. Just want to give that a shout out real quick.
Graham.
I'm gonna be doing. I've been doing an exploratory lately that I'm gonna blog about. It's for a game called Abalone. It's like an
Is that a board
abstract
game?
strategy. What?
Is that a board game?
It's an abstract strategy game, kind of like chess. It has to do with it's like a hexagon with spheres, and you're trying to push the opponent's spheres off the board. It's just I'm going to be doing. I talk about this list that I have that has a bunch of stuff on it, and how I'm going to take that idea, that thing, this game Abalone, I'm going to expand upon it and take it a step further. So that's the next thing I'm working on.
And what's the URL to your blog?
GrahamComplete.com.
GrahamComplete.com. Spelled GRAHAM. Complete.com. Because I know there's multiple ways to spell Graham, so there you go.
Yeah. Another thing, I made a video recently that is essentially kind of a read-through of the AD&D Players Options Skills and Powers Handbook, which was instrumental in the design of my own system. And so I'm going to put that in the chat because I kind of talk about my system. There's also a link in the description of that video to a extremely alpha version of that system that we're using in Die Party Golem's Curse. It is tomorrow.
That's true. David, do you have anything you want to mention?
Buddy of mine directed a feature-length film called The Eve. It is now available on iTunes and a few other places, I'm not sure, but if you go on Facebook and look up The Eve, THE space EVE, it's a horror film. I have not been able to see it yet, but everyone I've talked to who's seen it has enjoyed it, so check it out.
Yep. And as for me, Graham hinted at it already, but starting tomorrow at 2 p.m. PDT or PST, I forget which one we're fucking in now, we're going to start the 3rd season and the start of Die Party 3.0 with Die Party Golem's Curse. By 3.0, I mean we've got a whole new look, we've got a whole new layout, and it's going to be fantastic. It solves
some new rules, some rules updates.
That's right, and it solves, like, basically 3.0 for Die Party solves a whole bunch of problems with the layout that I had with mic only. But we're going to fix that. It's fixed now. It looks fucking fantastic. You have to see it in action.
Looks awesome. Yeah, it's baller.
It is baller, yeah. All right, guys. That's pretty much it. If you enjoyed tonight's game, make sure you give the channel a follow, be that on whatever channel it is. And if you want to see what we do, then make sure you head on over to the YouTube channel, which has a whole heap of archives there. About 200 hours now. Plus of roleplay content for the Die Party series. There's also a link there to go check out Arthur's channel as well, which also probably has more hours than I do. I don't know. Have you calculated?
Closing in on 400.
Wow, that's
just RPG content. That's not any of my video game streams.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't count my stuff either. Yeah. I only counted the Die Party stuff, but. Yeah, so that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you have a lovely weekend. Make sure you come check out myself and Arthur's games on the weekend. Actually, Arthur, are you running a game this weekend?
Yep, I'm running Pendragon Saturday and Plunder Imperial Sunday.
I fucking love Pendragon. Oh my god. Ugh. Yeah. Anyway, that's it, guys. We out of here. Peace.